All right, this your boy PainKilla, right back here on Gospiration TV, where we mix the gospel with the inspiration. Right now, I want you to pick up your phone, call a friend, call a loved one, and tell them to tune in right now. Check out what we got going on. We're right here at the park, just chilling outside. It's a beautiful day. God can only do this with folk, and we're getting some information on his project, his testimony, and what he's doing. If you know somebody that is doing something miraculous or propagating the gospel, or has a music ministry or a praise dance ministry, mime ministry, call the number on the bottom of the screen. Get in touch with us. We love to put them on the show and push what it is that they're doing for the Lord. Okay, so right now we're gonna get right back in the flow. And again, off camera we were talking about your testimony. And so we want to get back into how you said again. You said there was an incubation period after you were doing the secular music and you got into the gospel music. You were already being led, you said, but you said that you had to sit back for a while. So tell us about that transition.
Yeah, it was a transition where I was basically like my first year just walking into my calling, man. I was trying to make things make sense, and I felt like I was gonna have to leave the music alone because the things that I always come from the heart. I always been a person that wrote my music from the heart, and certain things that was in my heart couldn't go on this pen and pad. I couldn't write about it. I couldn't be rapping about it if I wanted to be standing upright with God. So I began to pray to God and ask him, like, if this what you want me to do still, I'm gonna need you to help me do this.
Right.
And I just left it at that, man. I began to work. I began to go to church. I was fasting and praying, and just one day, you know, the words just started flowing out. And I was so amazed that I called my best friend. I'm like, man, listen to this. This is what I just wrote, you know. And that was the first time that I really was experiencing what God can do if you renew your mind and you place his word in front of you on a regular basis. You pray to him and you let him renew your mind, man, what can happen. So I was experiencing that, not knowing what I was really going through. And going through that, man, the first time I ever touched the stage, before I hit the stage, I was scared.
Yeah.
Never been scared to touch the stage. I'm talking about someone that was young, going and doing talent shows and different things. I was never scared to touch the stage,
Definitely.
But it was just the point where I felt like, man, what people received is what I'm talking about. Because it didn't sound like some of the gospel music I was hearing, it didn't sound like. So I was like, man, I don't know if it's gonna be right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think this is a little bit too much, man. But when I got on that stage and I seen God, I didn't see folk no more. I seen God's power move in that situation. People running up on me asking for autographs and pictures, and God set me down 2 years after that. He just sit me down for 2 more years because he just wanted me to get a taste of what he had done, but he wasn't finished with the renewing of my mind, man. And in that, I realized that it was bigger than me from that point. I realized it wasn't about me. I realized that things that God had for me was better than what I thought I could ever do, you know. And it was like you have those thoughts in your head, like, man, I had thoughts of you're gonna run out of stuff to say, and then I would hear the Spirit of God say, you'll never run out of stuff to say if you have my word. So it just went to a place to where, man, it became real personal. It became to where I had to make it acceptable to God and not worry about what people wanted to say about it, because some people wouldn't understand what I was doing.
I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna ask you, because it's something that I when I talk to a lot of the gospel rappers or Christian hip hop rappers, I'm gonna tell you something that blows my mind is when you do the gospel rap, you tend to be able to go and talk to people that your regular pastor is not normally getting privy to their ear to talk to them about the gospel. I mean, you were just mentioning also something that I can really just say I've had parallel situations too. People calling or people talking to you about the gospel when they see that you're coming from a gospel rap situation. I mean, sometimes they're still using profanity when they're talking to you. Sometimes, but they just feel so comfortable with it, and it shouldn't be a judgment to be able to come and talk to somebody about God exactly how you are. So of course we want to get you past that and help you elevate and get closer to Christ, where you won't continue to be in that mindset and be framed by that. But